Hello everybody. Today I'm going to show you how to install a roll control kit. This is going to be on the 2012 Ford Mustang. Most of the other cars are probably about the same. I didn't see anything online for Mustang at the time, so figured I'd make a little video here. 2011 to 14 application. I've already got it installed. I'm just going to walk through the rest of the steps. The instructions are there. You need your voltmeter, find your hot and a ground that you want to go with, and I'll show you what I used. It came with a little bit of wiring and some loom. I used some wiring that I had in another kit here, just to color code it a little bit better. It just comes with a black wiring, so I used a little bit of red. All right. So your solenoid is going to be located right here. Looks to your brake boost. When you're installing these hard lines, this one here is going to be the one that comes from the back right here. It goes to your front brakes. It will actually be above this one. Now it's below it, so you will have to wrap it and kind of move them out of the way and try to get it tucked underneath there. It's got a little bit of flexibility to it with that braided part, so it's not too bad, but it's kind of a tight spot to work in. You can see I've deleted the sound tube on this car. Makes it a little cleaner, and it's a lot easier to get in here and work. Got the rubber grommet put in for the electrical parts, and if we can get back here, you will see two wires that come off the solenoid, which I've got the wire loom on to make it a little bit neater, but they're just going to wrap down underneath the boost and go in through the firewall right there. And once you get in here, you can see the grommet on the other side, and two of those wires are actually just from the two-step that I have installed, and the other red wire is to the roll control itself. The other wire coming off of the roll control is your ground, and it is hooked up under the hood there on a ground point. So the red wire I've just got follows, and it goes underneath the dash into the console, which continues right through here and hooks up into this wire, which actually connects to my shift knob, which I bought the Speed Dog shift knob with a button. Just also put this switch in so I can turn it on, and then I can hit the button when I need it, turn it off. That way I'm driving down the road, I don't accidentally hit the button. This is a daily driver, and I like to take it to the track also. So if we get under here, my two power supply I hooked into, see if we can get here, just the cigarette lighter, which is not really a cigarette lighter anymore. I've hooked into that, and it comes with these Scotch lock connections. I don't like using them too much, but they worked out pretty good on this application. So your gray and your red was your hot, and then the black and the yellow was the ground in this case, and I used both off of this. Also comes with a fuse block. It's just a 4-amp fuse, which will be fine if something happens. It'll break before something else goes wrong, and that just goes up into your switch, and then the ground goes to your switch, and then that wire goes to your button. The other wire on your button hooks to the red wire. Now, since you got ABS brakes system, there's also another wire you got to deal with here. Okay, so that red wire, if you can see up here at the top, also connects in. There's a little diode in here, and it goes into your brake. On this one, it is the violet and white wire. I believe this has to do with your ABS system, so it doesn't confuse it and lets it do its thing. They suggested the Scotch lock in this application. I tried that, it didn't work out so well. There's not a whole lot of room in there. So if you can see, I just put a connection on there and shoved it into the opening part itself. Seems to be working out right now. It hasn't come out. If it does, then I'll have to figure something out different, but right now it seems to be working okay. That's pretty much it. There's not a whole lot to it. Just depending on how well you want it to look, it's going to be on how long it takes you to install it. Go back up here on the ground. I use this ground. Of course, I got two on it. The other one is for the two-step that I've installed on this. But that seems to be a pretty good ground point, and covered up with a little wire loom. It just makes it look a little nicer, a little neater. Also, when installing a solenoid, it asks you to go ahead and put it on the bracket. And once you put it on this bolt here, well, I wouldn't tighten that very tight. I'd leave it very loose, because you're going to have to move this around a lot to actually get these. Even though they're pre-bent, they were pretty tricky to get lined up and not cross-threaded. I would say, you know, an hour's tops if you're really good at it. If you don't want to try to rush at it, it's fine. But thanks for watching. I hope this helps.